welcome to Archelos. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got, let's check this out. So we've got 3 lands, we've got Teferi, Thassa's Intervention. Yeah, we can keep on this one. We've got a potentially a cheap Condescend. Yeah, I kind of like this. So let's keep on this one. So let's get our commander pop back up. There we go. Let's go and lead off with Bloodstained Mire. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. But yes, welcome to some Soul Tie Zombie Spellslinger Control light stacks. Not really stacks, but anyway, let's cover our commanders. We're playing Archelos. As long as Archelos is tapped, other permanents enter the battlefield tapped. As long as Archelos is untapped, other permanents enter the battlefield untapped. Playing against Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. Sisay is going to get +1/+1 for each color among legendary permanents you control. Then for a Wooburg activation. And let's go ahead and crack ourselves a Bloodstained Mire. That way we can just grab the land. And well, yeah, that works out perfect. We'll grab the Triumph and lead off with Misty for next turn. Yeah, I think that'll work out. And there we go. Hopefully we can catch something with Condescend. That'd be pretty nice. And then we'll pass the turn. Play against Sisay, Weatherlight Captain, get the +1 for each color. Then for a Wooburg activation, search your library for a legendary permanent card with converting mana cost less than Sisay's power. Put that card on the battlefield. Then shuffle your library. So we'll see what sort of flavor of Sisay we're playing against. And then anything else, pass it back over there. So we do have Condescend. We're going to hopefully be able to go for this. If not, yeah, that's fine. Maybe we can catch whatever they're going for with Mox Diamond. Maybe they end up going for Sisay. That would be a feel-good moment. Let's see if this is going to be Sisay. Dak Faden, we will definitely use Condescend for that. So let's get this popped out. Let's grab ourselves a Tropical Island. Yeah, there we go. Grab Tropical Island. Let's go for Condescend. That's going to be blue and then tap down for 1. Oh, that feels good. There we go. All right, Condescend for 1. They don't have that 1 mana available. And then we're going to get to Scurry for 2. So hopefully we can find some fast mana. That'll work out. That's going to be Pull from Tomorrow and Catacombs. I think at this point we're actually just going to go ahead and put both on the bottom. We've got 2 more land drops to make, so we're not super worried about drawing into those lands. And if we can draw some fast, either card draw or some fast mana, that'll work out. So, oh, there we go, Skyshroud Claim. So, let's have Forest enter the battlefield, and then anything else, we will pass the turn over there. So we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you'd like to support the channel, next time you're getting some cards, please consider using my link. It's one of the best ways to support the channel outside of being a patron of my Patreon. Also, let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. You're going to play the new set releasing soon. They're going to have the cards available, so be sure to check them out. Let's give a quick shout out to ingaming.com. If you go to ingaming.com/Jolt, it's going to give you 10% off of your order. And Smothering Tithe for Thassa. Yeah, look at this. we don't want to play around this. Let's go double blue, tap down for 1, click OK. Yeah, back-to-back spikes like that always does hurt. So there we go. So this is going to be Thassa's Intervention, and then we're going to have Swamp coming down with, we could go for Teferi if we wanted to. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. Because we can Skyshroud Claim next turn. We almost want to get the card advantage going right now. So let's go for Teferi. And then we can activate it at any time. So let's simply just going to go and pass the turn, see what they end up deploying out, and then we'll see if we can't get some Teferi going. But yeah, last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, there is a link down in the description below. But if you're keeping score at home, it is officially free time. So we've got ourselves a game. This is pretty good. This is going to be Coalition Relic. The only good thing is that our opponent is down to 1 card in the hand. And we were able to get them to burn Dak Faden and Smothering Tithe, which, you know, if both of those got on the battlefield and resolved, that would not be good. So let's go for the +1. We're going to draw a card, then discard a card. We might, depending on what it is, we might get rid of Exsanguinate. Yeah, we'd much rather have go for the throat. So let's get rid of Exsanguinate. Yeah, because we want the land drop next turn, and we want Skyshroud Claim. So then go for the throat. It's going to be a beautiful option to answer that, especially their opponent only having 1 card left in their hand too. So let's make the land drop. That's going to be Harbor. I guess let's leave up Teferi. I kind of like this. So we end up going for Skyshroud Claim. We're going to be able to grab 2 4s. Let's grab ourselves Bayou. That way we're online for that, and then we'll just go ahead and grab Breeding Pool, because it's always nice to have an extra blue source. We're definitely going to pay 2 life on this one. Let's go for the Throat on Sisay. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on that one. So opponent said no, but I mean, we'll take it as a W. We're able to stop Dak Faden. We're able to stop Smothering Tithe. Their opponent does have some good stuff in their commander deck, but hey, We'll take a control win. That it's always a nice feeling to hit Condescend into Thassa's Intervention into to stopping that. So anyways, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. So a little bit of an early scoop, but hey, this is a Sultai control win, so we will certainly take it. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Archelos. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, we've got Life from the Loam. Yeah, we got some goofy stuff. Let's keep on this one. Hopefully, our opponent doesn't get off to a crazy Sliver start. But yeah, we can make some stuff work. We got Life from the Loam. We've got Scape Shift. We got Skyshroud Claim. And we've got a little bit of a Universal Answer in Arcane Denial. So yeah, we will keep on this one. So let's see what we're drawn to for the turn. That is going to be Negate. So let's go and lead off with Breeding. But actually, we'll end up just going Springleaf Drum. Yeah, I kind of like doing that. So let's go for Springleaf Drum, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Archelos, the commander of the Sultai Zombie Control Army. As long as Archelos is tapped, other permanents enter the battlefield tapped. As long as Archelos is untapped, other permanents enter the battlefield untapped. Playing against Sliver Overlord. Yes, that is correct. 3-mana activation. Search your library for a Sliver card. Reveal that card. Put it in your hand. Then that's going to be Farseek. Then for a 3-mana activation, gain control of target Sliver. And also, if you're building mono green, don't ever put Farseek in there, because Farseek does not grab a forest. I did that one time. It's not fun to cast that with like no target or whatever. So anyway, just a little bit of a history note. Farseek is a 2-mana land search, but not in mono green. So there we go. All right, so we run into Fabled Passage. Yeah, that was a bummer. I was like, dang it. That's not good. All right, so we do run into Fabled Passage. It's going to go onto the battlefield tapped. We do have Negate, and we do have Arcane Denial. So I think at this point, let's just go and have Breeding Pool come into play. We're going to pay 2 on this one, and then let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent. Let's see if we can't catch something with Arcane Denial. Maybe we can catch a Mana Rock or something, or some sort of ramp with a Negate, but we'll see what they have for us right now. That's going to be Gemhide Sliver, and that's going to help them power that out. Yeah, I think we're actually okay with this. Let's just see. If they're on the game plane of they need that mana, maybe they're a little bit low on mana rocks or color fixing. I think that'll work out. I like going for this line of play. It's still going to give them 2 card draw, but all right, there we go. This is going to be Muscle Sliver, just a +1/+1, which we can certainly deal with that. So let's get our opponent's card draw on the stack. We'll get Mana Crypt. Yes, exactly what we want to see. All right, so they're going to be able to draw 2 cards, and that's going to be Urborg. Okay, so we go for Mana Crypt, and that allows us to go for Skyshroud Claim, which is very nice. I like that. All right, so let's grab ourselves, get this popped out. Let's go for Tropical Island, and we're going to grab ourselves Bayou. And then we still have the land drop to make for the turn, and we're still open on Negate. So let's go for Fabled Passage. And then anything else, we will pass turn. Yeah, because it's going to keep us open on Negate. We can go for the Fabled Passage activation, and that's going to keep us open on going for Life from the Loam. Now, if we can keep making our land drops, and we can go for Scape Shift, we do have a couple different land options in here that work out really well with having Archelos on the battlefield. So it's always a pretty good feeling. It's going to be Mana Weft Sliver, which they finally do get access to that mana. Let's see what this is going to be. This is going to be Talon Sliver. Okay. So they're going to be able to get it on this one, or at least we're not get it on this one. Do we want to negate that? Yeah, if this is going to be a creature-heavy deck, I don't know what they could power out next turn, but at least if we're forcing them to use their creature, yeah, I think we're okay with this. We're going to go negate. Maybe it's just this is the last card in my hand. We have 1 mana open, but actually, that may stop some sort of bigger spell from our opponent. So let's grab ourselves a Forest. Yeah, that'll work out. We'll grab ourselves a Forest, have that come into play, and then anything else. Or let our opponent swing in, and then we'll kick it back over to our turn. So with Scape Shift and Zombie Scape Shift, what we really want to do is we need to get to hit that 7 land pretty bad. So at the very least next turn, we're going to be going for Life from the Loam to kind of get our graveyard going. So let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. 1 the flip. And that is going to be Windswept Heath, which we will certainly play. So let's play Windswept Heath. Let's go ahead and crack Windswept Heath. Let's grab ourselves another Forest. So let's go for Archelos. And then let's tap down Archelos. That way we're going to have all of their creatures enter the battlefield tap. So let's add that green to our mana pool. Let's go for Life in the Loam on Fabled Passage and Windswept Heath. So those go back to our hand, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. So let's go and get a land count real quick. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then once we get Windswept Heath on the battlefield, that'll be 7. So we can actually end up going for some sort of zombie scape shift next turn to hopefully stabilize. Well, we'll see what's going to happen. So that's going to be Sliver Queen, which we can definitely survive. You know, we're at the point now to where they don't have Indestructible. If we can find a board wipe, that is going to be one of the best feelings for us. If you never played against a Sliver deck, you know, if they run out of gas, they don't have any sort of card draw option, that really does help us out as far as just hitting the reset button with the board wipe. At the very least, just getting a ton of zombies on the battlefield will work out in our favor. So there we go. All right, so we have Archelos untapped. Let's see, let's choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. But yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and jam Escape Shift this turn. And the cool thing about Escape Shift is those lands enter the battlefield untapped, which is a very good feeling, especially with Archelos out there. So no, we actually don't want to dredge Life from the Loam. This is going to be Tameo. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's make the land drop with Windswept Heath. Let's go ahead and crack Windswept Heath. Let's grab ourselves another forest. And let's tap down all of our mana. That's going to be blue. Yeah, we'll tap down a little bit extra blue for Tameo. So let's go for Escape Shift. Okay, so let's get these Field of the Dead triggers on the stack. Look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and crack Wood of Foothills. That way we get an additional one. I'm just going to crack Wood of Foothills. We're going to go ahead and grab Overgrown Tomb. And we actually don't need that extra mana. Yeah, so I think at this point what we'll do is we're not going to pay 2 life on this one because we don't want to lose to that. So enter the battlefield untapped, yes. Excuse me, we can just do that with Archelos. There we go. All right, so let's go and always yield to these Field of the Dead triggers. Even if we don't win, this is kind of the big payoff spell that you're going for Archelos. It's always a wonderful feeling. So let's go for Dark Depths. Let's go Thespian Stage, becoming a copy of Dark Depths. And we're going to use that with Mana Crypt. That's going to be 1, 2. And we're going to keep Thespian Stage, Dark Depths. There we go. Let's get the Legendary 2020 onto the battlefield. That's going to help us out. Let's go for Tameo. And that's going to be 1, 2. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and tap down Archelos to help pay for this. That way we want to have stuff enter the battlefield tap from our Tameo enters the battlefield tap. Let's go for the +1. Choose an on-land card name. And let's see what we want to end up grabbing. I guess at this point, since we have access to a ton of mana, yeah, we need to find a board wipe. So let's go Damnation. Click OK, see if we rip off of that. All right, so we do not. And then anything else, we will pass the turn over to opponent. So yeah, there we go. This is pretty much what you're wanting to assemble with Archelos. We've got Archelos tapped down going into our opponent's turn. We've got 16 power of zombie on the battlefield. We've got Merit Lage entering the battlefield, which is a beautiful option. And the other cool option, or the other cool thing about Archelos is that these lands enter the battlefield untapped. And so that really allows us, when you set up a Escape Shift win with Archelos, I know this is usually the line of play that we end up going for, but hey, it just feels so good because it's just such a soul tie way to try to control the game. And then also, you know, having a 2020 Indestructible is always a good feeling. So pretty much the only way they're going to be able to stop this 2020 is going to be some sort of exile effect. Nobody has flying right now. I think that's correct. Yeah, that is right. Nobody has flying. Let's see what they're tapping down for. Search your library for Sliver card. Okay. Put it into their hand, and they're going to have 2 mana left over between their 2 creatures over there. So at this point, I mean, we've got 16 in zombie damage coming across. We've got Merit Lage coming across as a 2020. That's going to be Glade Rider. Slivers you control have flying. With that entering the battlefield tapped, I think that's going to get it. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love it. All right, so they're going to be able to stop the 22. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on that one. There we go. So we had Tameo on the battlefield, and this is kind of where you want to end up with the late game Archelos. You know, we've got something like Tameo on the battlefield. That +1 is going to be a wonderful option because if you've never played Sultai Graveyard, what you're really trying to do is turn your graveyard into an extension of your hand. And so with Tameo, you're going to be able to +1 name a card, dump all the cards into the library. You can see where, you know, once we get to the point where we have access to a ton ton of mana. Something like, maybe using Tameo to bring back Thassa's Intervention to dig a little bit deeper back into our library. We sacrifice a bunch of lands to scape shift so we can just start Life from the Loaming them back to our hands. I had Active Field of the Dead. One of the things about Soul Tides that makes it so much fun is it's very versatile. There's a lot of answers for everything, but sometimes it lacks that punch to close it out. So being able to have something like Scape Shift into zombies, into Merit Lage, hey, this is a beautiful, beautiful board state, especially for a zombie turtle master like Archelos himself. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.